Hi, Harold.
Okay. Ah,
They could have done a lot better yesterday.
it was a mishmash. They try to
Yeah.
do three things at the same time. It doesn't work.
So first of all, it was not right to do the trustees event on the same night as the parents.
Right.
It,
I know some of the parents were upset.
not some. It,
Oh,
it was like they were treated not like second class people, like third class people.
I only heard from one. My daughter-in-law said that people couldn't believe that. Yeah, they were like what do you call cargo? They were like
They were
storage,
downstairs.
steerage,
They
steerage.
they were down. See, normally the trustees, it's on a different night. The trustees show up. It was terrible.
Yeah,
And
it
the
was.
regular people had to pay 600. They got a hot dog cart.
That's what I heard. Yeah, I
I
didn't see
mean,
what they were eating, but
listen, our thing was beautiful.
yes, it was. Oh my God, the food was amazing.
Beautiful.
Very, very. But then the noise from the kids. Oh my God.
It is, first of all, Walter is droning on and Elicious. Nobody's listening to them.
You couldn't hear them. I'm
And
surprised they could
then
even speak.
and then Rabbi Einhorn, forget
Yeah,
about the video, didn't work. Then it worked, but
yeah.
you couldn't hear anything. And then Benny Friedman, he's really good. Why didn't the place was packed. They should have opened with him. And then at
Right.
the end, when half the people left, they could have that other guy.
The other guy was Schluffadik. Schluffa was nice, but he's like, you take some marijuana and you listen to the guy. It's funny because Nachum Joel loves that guy. So he asked at the end, "What did you think?" And we said it was bad. I mean, he's okay,
Not
but you
bad,
lost the crowd.
but the problem is, by the time Benny Friedman came on, half the people were gone.
You know what really upset me? The kids throwing stuff on the stage. It was terrible. It was embarrassing.
What do you mean? I didn't
They were
see
throwing those wristbands, those colorful wristbands.
Yes.
You didn't see the kids were throwing them onto the stage at the
From
very beginning. Maybe you were at Mincha. They were up in the stand and then throwing them, and everyone said, "Stop throwing it!" And they kept throwing it like Gilda Chayes. It's embarrassing. Crazy. It was a whole mud.
It was a much. You know what? Do a concert. Don't do made the other parents feel bad. Made the other, the bulk of the crowd, because it was like second class.
What was where I didn't figure out until later. They kept asking to see my wristband, and now it dawned on me they didn't want the amcha to mix at the dessert. That's what they were. I didn't realize why they were checking. Why are you checking? Why are you checking? It was yeah.
It was just not well thought out.
Oh gosh. Well, there's room for improvement.
I mean, I had a good time because the best
with your
part.
granddaughter.
We were with our grandchildren were there.
Yeah.
So that was nice. And
I'm so happy my grandchildren know the words to all the songs. This Benny Friedman is so nice. He gives a wonderful message. I love the guy. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
upbeat and music's good.
And the best part was you and I. We were the first. We came early. We had the place to ourselves. We literally. It was great. I feel like
it was a feast. You could eat forever.
It was just so good.
The sushi.
I didn't overeat. No, I didn't overeat. I had a lot of sushi. I had a couple.
Beautiful.
But it was great because we came early. There was nobody there.
Yeah,
so that was it. And then my kids came, but I didn't even realize it. My daughter, apparently, one of her friends wrote a very strong letter to administration. One of these parents that felt terrible.
Oh no!
How could they do this? And
it was also when they had the dessert. There were so many people that I just left. I couldn't take the noise. I must be getting old.
No, it got very loud.
Yeah.
Even before the dessert, during the dinner there, too loud because the kids.
Who's going to be president now that Alicious is quitting?
No idea. They must
It,
know.
it's a thankless job. It's very hard to do that job. Very hard. Okay, we're in Tzaddik.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kon Rabbanon. Horos Hamaraxos Patfua. So we're learning these dinim that the cows, you cannot muzzle the cows when they thresh. And now they're threshing a double, they're doing it again. Now they're chayiv meiser, so it's teva. So they're not allowed to eat it, and you're not allowed to feed the animal teva. Or let's say it's been designated truma and meiser already. So now you're allowed to muzzle them. And ain't over mishum bal tachsom, and you're not over the law of muzzling them. Now, people looking into this field are going to say, oh, this guy is a Russia. He's muzzling his animals. They don't know the circumstances that this is Truman Meiser. So maybe Bulmoso Amin, they bring some of the food, the total of the and they put it in, they give it in another basket in its mouth. So it's clear to everyone that something else is going on here. Maybe karshim you bring legumes or alfalfa, whatever the normal animal food is, and hang it. Because it's good for the animal. I'll ask you a steer. The cows that are threshing, Eina over mishum bal tachsom. If they're doing it a second time because now it's roy lemeiser. So if you muzzle them, you're not over. Adoshas betrum meiser over mishum bal tachsom. So this is a stira. Here it says, even if you put a muzzle, even if they're threshing truma meiser, they are over. So that's a kasha on our brisa. Then a side issue, Nochmi Adash B'Parosel Sh'Yisrael Eino Oivim Mishum Bal Tachsom. If a goy is threshing his wheat that he borrowed from a Jew, he is not chayiv in Bal Tachsom. And it's who's doing it? It's not the owner of the animal. Yisrael Adash B'Parosel Nochmi, if a Jew threshes with a cow that belongs to a goy, Oivim Mishum Bal Tachsom. Kasha Truma, Kasha Meiser. We have a kasha on Truma Meiser. So bishma truma lakasha can be truma, can be gedule truma. If you take truma and you plant it in the ground and it grows again, that's only asur midrabanan. So you can feed that to the animal. Ela meiser kasha. Maybe it's the same answer that if you plant meiser, you're allowed. No, because bishma gedule truma is ketruma, but gidule meiser it's cholaminu. If you plant meiser, there's no problem with it. It's not gidule tevel, gidule meiser sheni tolim cholanein. So second degree planting takes away tevel, takes away meiser. So like kasha haba meiser rishon, haba meiser sheni, which is considered meiser rishon belongs to the Levites. It's considered his money. So he can do whatever he wants, so he can feed the animal. Meiser Sheni belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Iboy Sema Hava Meiser Sheni like Kasha. Harav Meir Harav Yehuda. Harav Meir Shamar Meiser Sheni Maman Gavoa. Rav Meir holds that it belongs to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And they can't feed it to the cow. Hakav Shamar Meiser Sheni Maman Hedudu. According to Rabbi Yehuda, Meiser Sheni is considered secular completely, and you can do whatever you want with it. Hey Chidam. How does it work? Meiser is after the process of threshing. Here, it wasn't put into the silo yet. The Levi jumped the gun and took the Meiser. So it hadn't been threshed yet. Well, Rabbi Yehuda, if it's b'maiser sheni, haboy chom, you got to eat in Yerushalayim. Kagon shadash lifnim echomes beis pagi. He was in a suburb of Yerushalayim before they came into the walls. Iboy semel kasha kaba meiser vadek had meiser t'mai. T'mai is a suffix whether they gave meiser. Hashas das is lachi truma truma nami lekasha kam b'trumas vadek kam b'trumas t'mai. Could be the same answer by truma. So bishma meiser t'mai ikka. I understand there's a suffix by meiser. Elatrumas mai meika vatanya afu bitel savidui the gozrad mai lefi shashal kol vo yisrael v'rosh lo yom afishin elatrumak dol b'vad. What did the Amei Haaretz were suspected of not giving meiser, but nobody was suspected that they didn't separate truma. It's the Levi who has to give trumas meiser from his meiser. There is d'mai. Boy, my name Rav Sheshes. Let's say the animal had diarrhea. Are you allowed to muzzle the animal? Is it mishum demali lahu? Is it normally good for the animal to eat? And that's why we're not muzzling it. But this eating is bad for it. So maybe you're muzzling it so it doesn't get damaged. Oh, Dilma, the chazum it start. No. Muzzling an animal is because he sees the food, he can't get at it, so he's upset. Here, chazum mitztara. Here, he's also he feels bad he can't eat. Or the Rav Sheshes to nisua. Or maybe karshin v'toilah. We want it to eat, and normally it's good for it to eat. And by muzzling it, you remove that good. Shmami no. So you're allowed to muzzle it if the animal had some sickness that eating would make him sicker. Now, you know, we can't tell a non-Jew to turn on our lights on Shabbos. Amir l'nochri. Well, what about Go ahead and muzzle my animal and thresh with it. Maybe we only say that because Shabbos is very chamer. The Isra skila. Aval chasima the Isra lav. It's only a malchus low. Maybe it makes no difference. Toshma. Nachri adashma paraso shel Yisrael. A goy that is using the cow of a Jew ain't an oiver mishum bal tachso. He's not oiver. Mavru d'loyav Yisrael ikka. Maybe he's not oiver malchus, but he's not allowed to do it. So the Gemara says no. Bedinu d'Yisrael nami laka. There's no Isra either. I did the Tana say for the Yisrael adashma paraso shel nochri oiver. Since the Brisa said that if a Jew does it, he's oiver. Tana Reisha ain't an oiver, but it's not to say ain't an oiver, but there's an Isser. It's ain't an oiver and there's no Isser. Toshma. The Shalchul Elavud Shmuel. Halein Torah de Gabin Amoy Umenakhin Yasoin. You know, they used to do tricks, just like we sell the chametz on Pesach. They would go to their neighbor, Goyim, and they said, listen, go ahead and steal my animal. And then the Goy would castrate the animal. They would neuter the animal. Because it's hard to raise these animals, the males, if they weren't castrated. A Jew's not allowed to castrate.
Are they allowed to purchase a castrated animal? Can you use a castrated animal
Yes.
for your work?
Yes.
But as long as the Jew didn't do it.
You can't castrate it.
Oh, okay.
So they would wink. Their neighbor Goy stole it and then castrated and then gave it back to you. Okay? So, Shoch laramis yavid buhu. Arim alayav yizdavdun. Since you did something wrong, we force you to sell it. Amr of Papa. That's no raya. Bnei Marav Savri law, Rav Chidka, who says Bnei Noach Mitzuvin al Asirus. The goyim are not allowed to castrate either. And therefore, when you do this, you're over mishum lifnei iver lo sitei michshol. By doing this wink, wink with the goy, you're removing you're putting a stumbling block in front of them, making them commit an avera. Sava Rava lemeimar. It's not enough that we make you sell it; we make you sell it l'shchita. So there wouldn't be any kind of benefit from it. Amar Abaya, it's enough. They can sell it generally. Pshita livno gadol hiacher dami. Selling it to your elder son is considered like you sold it to somebody else. But b'no katan mai. What about to your youngest son? Ravachi osar, Ravasi shori. Machloikas. Merema marzutra v'ami lohanu trei chasidi. Mechafia, that they would sort of exchange it. Boy Ram Barchama. Hoishiv la koitz bepia. What about you put a thorn in the mouth of the animal? Mouth. Hoishiv la halochasim ma'is. That's also a good. It's a muzzling because it can't eat. So that's clearly prohibited. But let's say you didn't put it there. Yoshav lo koitz bepia. It got a thorn there. You didn't remove it. Mouth. Here beats larima bachutz. It's like a lion hanging out outside the barn, scaring it. Ma, what's the din? So here beats lalachasima. If you put the lion there, then it's like you muzzled it. No, a lion happened to come. Or hemid nabi bachutz. The infant child of the mother was outside, so he doesn't eat. Mao. Haisat smelamayim. It's thirsty. Parts like katavalya. You cover the threshing with leather, so it doesn't see what it's doing. Mao. So we don't have the answer, but Pshat Chada, Pshat may at least answer the following. The Tanya, Rishai Balapora, the owner of the cow that's renting it out, Lariv Paraso, to make it hungry, so it can eat when it threshes. Rishai Balabais Lahati Pekia Amir. You can roll out like some kind of woolen or straw over the thing, so it wouldn't eat. So there's no proof against us putting a canvas. Shani Asum the Ka'achla, he's eating a little bit. So that as long as you can let him eat a little bit, it's okay. He boys say, Ma. Prior to him going in there and threshing, you can cover it. Let's say you muzzle the animal before it walks into the threshing house. Maybe you only can't thresh it, can't muzzle it when it's there doing it. But can I pre-muzzle him? Shor b'disho amrachman, it's the shore while it's threshing, b'aylav b'disho, and he's not there. Odilma lo tidosh b'chasim amrachman. He doesn't want you threshing while it's muzzled. Amrav Simoy mi beisavicha tolamed. Yain v'shecher al tesh atovanecha yitchab v'achem lamoed. The Kohanim were not allowed to get drunk before they went into the Beis Hamikdash. Now, that seems to imply only when the Beis Hamikdash they can't drink, but before showing up there, they could get themselves plastered. That can't be correct because it says a Kohen lahavdil ben hakodesh ben hacholam rachmana. They have to know the difference. Elamahasam b'shas bialote shechrus. The Torah wants, when you come into the Beis Mikdash, you can't be drunk. Whether you're drinking it in the Beis Mikdash or outside. Chanami, b'shas disha lo chasima. While it's threshing, it shouldn't be muzzled. We don't care when you put the muzzle on. Torah barachoitzim esapara. But you're not going to thresh with it, your friend is. Or a mazuk b'klayim, you combine two animals that you shouldn't combine to, let's say, lead a wagon, like a shor and a chamor, potter. Because you didn't do it for yourself, but the enaloke, you only get malchus if somebody threshes his only animal, Amani B'Klaim Bilvad, himself, he does it himself. If you can't do it, give your friend to do it, but if you don't get Balkas. So therefore, Itmar, Chasma B'Kol, you didn't put a physical muzzle on the animal, you yelled at it. So you muzzled it with sound. Or in Higa B'Kol, you put a shor and a chamor to lead a wagon, and instead of hitting it with a stick to go, you called to it. So you really didn't do a maisa, because speech is not considered a maisa. Rav Yochanan Chayev. You're Chayev Malkus. Rish Lakish Amar Potter. Rav Yochanan Chayev Shladato Akimas Piv V'Shas Dibur Havi Maisa. When you move your mouth and make sounds, that's called a maisa, even though it's a small maisa, and therefore you get malchus. Rish Lakish Amar Potter call a law of a maisa. Making a sound is not considered a maisa. Okay, we'll stop here. Tomorrow we'll learn at 4:30.
4:30, very good. All right, I'll see you later at that speaker.
See you later.
Yeah.